Hi everyone, it's Phil from Ashland Leather, and today I am back again with some of the stuff that we are shipping out today. But first I wanted to start off with some new flash sales that we've got going on. And the idea that I have for this is I want to put up something new and exciting every day on the site with different leather colors, different styles, different new stuff for you to check out, just to look at. Because the whole reason I started making leather wallets was because I love the leather so much and I wanted to experience all the different colors and textures. So my goal is to share all that with you. And starting off here, new flash sale that will be available by the time this video is up is a really cool teal Latigo key case. This is the Lexington Hotel Key Case. This one has a screw post on the top that holds all the keys in. One of the heads of the screw posts spins off, and then there is a cylinder for you to put your keys onto, and it folds in nicely on the inside. I really like the teal Latigo because of the way that it ages. All the Latigo leather is vegetable tanned, so it ages really nicely. So this is going to be a pretty good sale on these. And the next new flash sale we've got going up is a Johnny the Fox in a really neat Cobalt Blue Derby. Now the Derby leather is a vegetable tan leather as well, and it's very similar to Dublin, although you will see that it is, there's a little bit more grain character, and that's because the Derby leather is tumbled. So you tend to see a little bit more of that interesting pull-up effect in the Derby, a little bit more highs and lows in color. Let me see if I can try to show you here. So you can see the pull-up is more of an aqua blue, where the surface of the leather is still more of a dark navy. So this is a really neat Johnny the Fox. And on the inside of this one is that black horsehide Latigo that is made just for us by Horween. It's a really thin leather that allows us to put all these layers of leather together and still keep the wallet at a reasonable thickness. Another flash sale that is up right now is a bottle opener in this really cool Slate Vintage. We don't see a lot of gray leathers in the world in general that aren't very pigmented, and actually if you stick around till a little bit later, I have a very pigmented gray Latigo that we'll be able to compare these two. But the Slate Vintage is really neat. It's a really nice gray color, and it has a really satisfying waxy silky feel. So these are $9 right now. That's a really good price on these. So if you're looking for a bottle opener, this is a really nice one to check out. I really like the little hanging hook on the back. And last up here for the flash sales is a color number 4 shell cordovan Fat Herbie. This is the last one left, and you can see we've got not only the Horween ink stamp here, but there's also the evidence of the Horween measuring machine on this one. So every piece of leather that Horween sends out gets measured by the area, and it is stamped on the back. So I can interpret this a little bit. So this is the end of a measurement here that says square feet, and then this is other information here that's irrelevant, but that's why it's a little bit digital looking. So this is, again, flash sale. Right now they're 30% off. My plan is to keep reducing the price until somebody buys it, because I want to make room for more cool stuff to show off. So now on to some of the stuff that we're shipping out today. This is a Frank the Enforcer in black marbled shell cordovan, and look how incredible that random color is on the back and on the front. And then you still don't lose any of that luster, so it's really bright and shiny like all shell cordovan is. Next up, I've got a Tony the Ant, and this is also in color 4 shell cordovan. This is now my second favorite shell color, and I think I'm just infatuated with the amaretto, which is my current favorite. But up until amaretto, this has been my favorite. I still love this medium brown shade, and especially on something like this Tony the Ant. It just has a really great form factor. It's very easily held in your hand, and like all the shell cordovan, has that incredible luster that will never go away. In fact, it only gets better and better the more you wear it. So this is a great wallet that's sending out today. And now we're on to some funky stuff. This is a Johnny the Fox, also in the Latigo leather, which I mentioned is a veg tan, combination tan leather. It has a lot of veg characteristics. And the Latigo is defined by a very pronounced grain. And that's because of the drying method that Horween uses to dry the Latigo. It's actually pasted, and it gives you sort of a flatter, more pronounced grain when compared to something like the Chrome Excel, which is more of a polished, shiny grain. But these are cool because the color is actually a variation on the Latigo, and this is a variation called Visage Latigo. So you can see here the leather was mill-dyed red, and then we stained it black on top of that. So at Ashland here, we tried to complement that with some tonal stitching to give you this really cool black and red Johnny the Fox. Now here was the gray I was talking about, and this is a really cool wallet. I kind of like this gray and orange. If you were to have described this one to me before seeing in person, I probably would have not wanted to make it. But I think this one turned out really well. And again, this is Latigo, and it is that Visage Latigo that we were talking about, where it's orange, it's mill-dyed orange, and then we stained a heavy coat of gray on top of it. So this is probably one of the only wallets we've ever made that is not an aniline finish. This is a very heavy finish, and sometimes I call it paint. It's very painted on finish, very opaque. You cannot see through this gray at all, as opposed to the gray that I had in the bottle opener here. You can see there's much more variation in the color on the Slate Vintage, and that's because it's an aniline finish. And when you're comparing it to this Johnny the Fox with that more heavy painted on finish, it's much less variable in color. And as a result of that, you're not going to see much patina develop on this because the paint will not really change over time. But either way, this is a really neat wallet with that black and orange. I think these are sold out now, and I don't know if we'll ever be doing these again. So I wanted to document it here, so we had evidence that we made one of these. And last up, finally, is a really nice natural chrome excel Johnny the Fox, and this is definitely an aniline finish. You can see straight down to that grain, and you can see the layers and range of color in this. If you're not familiar with chrome excel, you really should be, because it's an incredible leather for boots, but we've also found it to be a great leather on wallets. And you can notice chrome excel has this unique ability to change its color, and this is called the pull-up. So when you flex the leather, the oils are mobile and they will move around, so you'll start to get that bit of color change there, and that's called the pull-up. You can actually rub that back so you remove the pull-up as well. So you're just moving oils and waxes around. So this is a really great feeling wallet. It's really rich, waxy, oily. And this one we've paired with that mock natural Latigo horsehead on the interior. So it's just a really clean looking wallet. I'm a big fan of these. And I think there might be a couple of these left, but they're definitely selling pretty quickly right now. So thanks again for checking everything out. I'm really glad that you're here to share some leather colors and textures and varieties with me. It's my favorite thing to talk about, so it's just a pleasure to do this. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll respond to your comments below. All right, take care.